Yo, what's going on, man? Yeah, I had to push the stream back just for a couple of minutes. Finna them, huh? It's down the hall, on the couch. It's on the couch. What? Stop. Yeah, I don't. Yeah, that's gonna happen. That's gonna happen. Definitely gonna happen. Yeah, yeah, he pissing everybody off, man. This dude, he just don't know how to. He just don't know how to shut up. He don't know how to just shut up and let these dudes like. Why is he still opening his mouth? Like people doing everything they can to forget about the shit, and he just can't stop blabbing his mouth. Yeah, I don't know what's wrong with the dude, and I don't think they need to take it away, Adrian. I think he just need to hand the responsibilities over to Cal. That's what I understand. Like you can still get your money, but in terms of who the face of the organization is, you don't need to say anything. Like you just need to shut the fuck up. And oh yeah, I believe it. I believe in it. What's up to everybody? Jeremiah, El Guapo, Jay Dizzle, Berkeley Boss, Adrian, Brandon, Kyle, Mr. Killer KB, all the dialogue. I mean, y'all go ahead and y'all hit that like button since it's like 12 of y'all in here. And it just don't make no sense, man, for this dude to constantly, like, ain't nobody even talking about this situation. Like, ain't nobody even talking about it. Like, people trying to just wash that shit up under the bridge. We ain't even bringing the shit up on Soft Sports when we do streams. And this motherfucker, he just keeps running his fucking mouth for what reason? Like we knew that was a bullshit apology when you said it. At least certain people knew it was a bullshit apology. You know, Mal Miles, Spitz, what's going on? He is doing it on purpose because at the end of the day, he got a commander in chief who promotes this type of behavior, and he on that borderline. So he giving him the nuts to say what he wants. You know, money gonna back up more money, and it is what it is. I mean, who cares? We don't care about your political affiliations. I don't care about none of that. They don't have nothing to do with the product that's being put on the football field. So yeah, but you know what? I see dudes, me and Honcho's going at it with dudes on fucking Instagram. Like, we going at it with dudes on Instagram, and dudes is taking y'all have no idea how many people just say, "Oh, well, he wasn't wrong from the get go. He wasn't this. He wasn't that. What did he say? What is that? This what's going on, man? Honcho ain't in here. Honcho not in here right now. This shit embarrassing. Yeah, man. It don't make no sense. I hope Arian Foster get him on his show on that Now What podcast because he gonna be able to hang himself with his words and can't nobody else speak for him and he won't have to worry about no apologies or this and that. I want him to get him on his show, you know, ASAP. I DM Dwayne Brown myself. And you know the worst part about this whole ordeal is people sitting here acting like Dwayne Brown was the first person to speak up about this shit when Chris Myers and David Anderson, who are regulars on fucking Sports Radio 16, if y'all listen to the Triple Threat and if y'all listen to fucking Mad Radio and shit in the morning, I haven't listened to them in months now because, you know, we've been involved with South Sports and we create a network and we plan to supplant them and the rest of the national Houston media. So um the shit is crazy that two white men, a center and a receiver, spoke out about this shit months before Dwayne Brown was even back in the facilities to even before he even came back from his holdout. Trust me, I informed them. You know what I'm saying? Because it's irresponsible for the media to sit here and deflect and act like this man has the right to every his opinion, which he does, but to sit here and put out false narratives and to call Dwayne Brown a liar in public is that's a slippery slope considering the fact that other people have already talked out against you. So is Chris Myers lying? Because Chris Myers had plenty to say. If Andre Johnson comes out, the only person who is gonna happen if they come out right now, who was a Texan that everybody respect, if Andre Johnson comes out and talks about and clears the air and talks about this shit, and trust me, it's gonna come out. Because if you listen to that Now What podcast when Dwayne Brown was on with not when Dwayne when DeAndre Hopkins was on his fourth episode, yeah, Chris always keep it 100. David Anderson do too, and he all the way in California. He's still riding for the Texans. So yeah, shout out to both of them for going ahead and putting it out. And they're two white males who have nothing to do. They don't even have the social issue problems that black people have in this country. They don't have to worry about the shit that we go through. But that's neither here nor there. You're gonna sit here and you're gonna say that you're not sorry for the whole shit, and then people in the comment section will even go as far as to say, "Oh, he was talking about the owners. He wasn't talking about the players." Nigga, he was talking about the players. The players are the ones who playing, and the players have no power, and the owners have all the power. What are you talking about? The players is what makes the fucking owners' legacy relevant. If the players don't play well and if the market doesn't serve that city, then guess what? They move. They sell the team or somebody else takes it over. It makes absolutely no sense that this man keeps running his mouth. Like, nobody's even talking about nothing that you're talking about. Like, who are these people who are interviewing him or are around him and he keeps saying shit about this whole situation? Like, shut the fuck up and run the team. Like, that's all you have to do. Like, he talks too much for an owner. Like, people love to sit here and say, oh, the players should just shut the fuck up. No, the players are doing their job. The owner needs to just shut up and recoup his money. And what's going on? Titans up. And that's a, man, hey, man, fuck that dude. I don't care for him at all. I mean, he'll be dead and gone before we know it. I mean, that's not even something that we even got to wish on the man. He'll be dead and gone before we know it. His kind, I'm sorry, they just got to die off. That's the only way that the problem gets better. His kind have to die off. And they don't have to get murdered or anything like that. You know what I'm saying? I'm not advocating for his death because, you know, somebody will sit here and say that. But at the end of the day, he's old enough. He doesn't have that much time left on this earth. And his time is coming. He'll be an afterthought when he's gone. And nobody's going to think or give two shits about it other than his family and other people who are involved with him financially. Fuck Bob McNair. Fuck his product. Because he's making the product look bad. He can't say that fans are doing this or we have certain people in the organization that just deteriorate, you know, what the Texans look like to the national media. He has a good group of guys. You have no reason to be sitting here talking all of this bullshit, and you only, man, hey, no problem, bro. Man, I appreciate it too, bro. Yeah, trust me, we were gonna talk about this, and cause I ain't buck dancing for nobody. You don't have to worry about none of that shit. I'm my own man. We gonna talk about it. And this motherfucker man right here, he just don't get it. Like, he's ruining his own product. He can't say that the NFL is doing this and doing that. No, bro, you've been opening your mouth since October. Bro, it's fucking April. Do you know that was 6 months ago when that whole incident happened? Bro, that shit was almost 6 months ago. In 2 to 3 more weeks, like in 3 more weeks, it will be a full 6 months since that whole ordeal even happened. And he's still talking about it. Like, we don't have to be worried about none of this shit that you talking about. Why are you on Twitter? Why are you even bringing this shit up? Like, he's to blame for his own product dwindling down. And trust me, a good portion of black people are season ticket holders, and so are Hispanics, and a lot of Caucasian people, as well as all sorts of people from different ethnic backgrounds, and they support the Houston Texans. And a lot of people like what he's saying, and a lot more people don't like what he's saying. So when them seats not gonna be filled up, and when these jerseys and jersey sales and shit like that slow down, and when we start affecting his bottom line, which is his pockets, then he'll start fucking respecting other ethnic groups and how they feel in this country. And he brought it up. Nobody who is talking about Bob McNair in the national media. Nobody hasn't talked about Bob McNair since that bullshit happened. Oh, and then he got some shine. What, a few weeks ago when when um when old buddy said some, yeah, Houston is far too diverse to be making shit like, yeah, you are so right about that. We are honestly a little bit more, we on par in terms of diversity with New York. New York is probably the most diverse city in this fucking country. And for this man to go out of his way to make these dumbass comments, it does not make sense. I'm on the fuck Bob McNair. I've been on that. He is a joke. He is the joke. Like, nobody's even talking about this shit. And you want to come to bat for some other dude who's a rapist? Yeah, the comments about the fucking Dolphins owner. Yeah, appreciate that, Adrian. You know what I'm saying about rape and shit, when the Houston Texans got sexual assault allegations themselves in the front office. And you want to sit here and you want to come and say, "Oh, he didn't mean it like that. It was just a joke." Yeah, y'all make sure y'all hit that like button. There shouldn't be no reason just for me to be having 9 likes and there's 14 of y'all. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, because I think I'm going to pump out like 2 more videos today, because I've been slacking over the last couple of weeks. You know, I've been, the kids been riding, I've been doing a whole lot of other things, you know what I'm saying? So I haven't really been streaming as much as up, but I've been on my regular shit with Honcho. But in terms of my own shit, I definitely got to put out some more content, because dudes been DMing me on fucking, on Instagram and everything. Man, when you streaming, when you doing this? So shit, y'all want it, y'all got it. And this news was newsworthy, and I want to go ahead and put out a video, before anybody else. You know what I'm saying? Spitz get ready to drop a video in the hour. Make sure y'all go ahead and y'all subscribe and like that video later on when he drops that video within the next hour or so. If you're still in here, shout out to Spitz. But it don't make no sense, man. Like, you ruining your product. I gotta disagree with you on this one. Is regardless of rape, if he feels the way he's not wrong, why should he apologize? And that's what I'm saying, Broderick. That's what I'm saying. What was the need of the apology? It's like Honcho was saying on the fucking, I'm not saying, I said early on in the stream, I'm not sure when you got in, I said he has a right to his opinion, but he's hurting his product by saying shit that he's saying with his own opinion. Just because you have an opinion doesn't need that everybody else needs to know. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, that's all I'm saying. I'm saying, bro, like, everybody doesn't have to know my opinion, and nor do I don't want my enemies or anybody else to know everything that I have on my mind. Because you don't need people to know how you move. If you move the way that we know that Bob McNair moves in silence, he doesn't want to be the covert. He wants to be the overt. So since he wants to move overtly, like we know many people do in this country, he has a right to his opinion in the way that he wants to live. But when you have a product that you're selling to to the American public and to your city, how can you sit here and say you don't affect the demographics opinion on this football team? And that's what he's doing. So it's only going to take him either being replaced, giving the reins to Cal McNair. Now, he don't need to sell the team. He just needs to hand it over to Cal. That's what needs to happen. If Cal ends up being in a situation and that Bob McNair's in, then I would advocate selling this team. You would have to, because somebody else is going to end up having to take it over. Somebody who's fair, you know what I'm saying? Somebody who respects people's opinions. If you don't, it's clear that he agrees with shit that's going on, or what's going on out here. And I totally agree with what you were saying, Broderick, about he knows the implications of his words. He's absolutely right. But at the end of the day, why would you apologize for something that you weren't wrong about? I'm just saying, why do you have to sit here and worry about the feelings of the fans and people around the league, because nobody gives a fuck anyway? Players are going to start protesting, and that's not a good vibe in the locker room. Hey, people were doing that already. People don't think just because people ain't putting, ain't kneeling, and that people ain't going against, and people don't have a problem with what Bob McNair doing. Because they ain't vocal about it, and people have been vocal about it. It was exactly. He was forced to apologize. No, he didn't have to apologize for nothing. He could have clarified what he meant. He knew what he meant by his statement, and he should have stuck by what he said. It wasn't no reason because at the end of the day, we all know, bro. So we don't have to sit here and put on for nobody else to sit here and make somebody else, another demographic feel comfortable, but the rest of us feel uncomfortable about what the fuck he has to say. We not gonna do that. We not gonna do that, bro. That's not gonna happen. And I'm not saying you doing that, but we not gonna sit here and just act like what he says has no boundary and it has no credence to how his product will end up being diminished. That's going to happen. Matter of fact, that's in the process of happening, and I'm pretty sure that's why some of the free agents that we did want to get a few weeks ago didn't come to this team, because look at the shit that's going on. Like, the owner has too much shit going on right now. Like, I'm getting comments and shit while I'm streaming right now on Instagram, you know, and I want to see what people are saying, because I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to cut this short. But y'all give me y'all thoughts, man, because this shit right here is not what's up for this football team. We're about to go into a drafting situation. We got to help groom these men. I know he's not going to really be a part of the process like that because he's just cutting the paychecks. But it's just like, come on, man. Like, get your shit together. Like, it's so easy for them to sit here and when the fucking players are coming to ridicule, like, ain't nobody coming to their defense. But we got all these motherfuckers who don't even know Bob McNair. They coming to his defense swiftly. I was pro Dwayne Brown. I was for his holdout. I was for everything when he went on. And obviously the players in that locker room was too, because when you listen to the Now What podcast and when you listen to dudes on Radio 610, no player and players that have played were against what Dwayne Brown did, period. It was always people who have never played football and don't know the business of football who had everything to say about that fucking he should just play and shut up. Fuck that shit. Be your own man. Do what you got to do for your family, because at the end of the day, when this shit is all said and done, and when his legs and shit is hurting, and when he's suffering from PTSD and back problems, who the fuck wouldn't the fans gonna have to say then? People act like fucking Dwayne Brown wasn't a pillar in the community of Houston. People don't act like Dwayne Brown ain't got his own day in Houston. I'm in North Carolina. I done been away from Houston for 6 years now. And I know more about what Dwayne Brown has done than these bullshit-ass Texans fans that we claim we got. And then Texans fans want to sit here and act like we some stellar organization and that we got the best fan bases in the world. Man, fuck out of here. We are a low-tier fan base when it comes to supporting this football team and the type of fans that we got. We do disrespectful shit. We'll show up at your house where your children sleep if you fucking up on the football field. That shit ain't cool. I got kids. Ain't nothing cool about that. You know what I'm saying? Like, it ain't nothing cool about that shit. And it's nothing cool with what Bob McNair is doing. He's been silent for years. And why now all of a sudden is all this bullshit about Bob McNair coming out in one fell swoop? You don't want to know why? Because whatever in the wash is gonna come out in the rinse. You can't hide. You can hide in the dark all you want. The shit always gonna come to the light, period. He can't hide his real thoughts and how he feel. And what is he going? Is he just gonna have to start calling these people niggas for people to get it? Is he gonna have to call them coons and jigaboos? And yeah, I owned your granddaddy. Like, is he gonna have to go that far for people to realize what the fuck this man is? Like, when are people gonna start using they two sets of eyes and realize this man is bad for business? He's bad for business. True enough, people are going to support the product because they support the team, not Bob McNair. But you still supporting Bob McNair when you buying them jerseys, when you buying them hot dogs, when you buying them tickets, when you giving the team ratings. You are still impeding his process by supporting the football team. We don't have another football team. We don't want to support another football team. So by default, you're going to still support the football team no matter what he says. And it's crazy. And yeah, the team going to stick together no matter what. The players, we know the players ain't the problem. Bill O'Brien, even to this point, even though I have some disdain for Bill O'Brien, but where I do give Bill O'Brien a whole bunch of credit, and y'all finna give him a bunch of credit right now. And he said it himself. He don't care if players protest. He understand the shit that goes on out here, and he know people is suffering from this shit. Shit, so I can guarantee you some of the people on his team have had relatives or friends that have died from the scenarios that have happened in this country. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know what's going on. Y'all let me know if the stream is okay. It's either people don't like what I'm saying or the stream is fucking up on y'all end. I'm not sure because it's not freezing or nothing on my end. So y'all let me know how the stream is looking. It's probably just people who don't agree with what I'm saying right now and they just don't want to tune in to hear what I got to say right now. And that's cool. You know what I'm saying? That's fine. I don't have no problem with that either. If you don't want to hear that, if you don't want to hear reality, when reality is smacking us on the face on a daily basis and we want to pretend that it don't happen, then that's part of the reason why this country will never fucking get better. And the American media will always be in last place because of bullshit narratives like this. And O'Brien, I will give him credit on that. He support his players and his players will play for him. That I never had a problem with. I always know they were going to give him his all. They going to do whatever. They going to play their hardest. And that's where Bill O'Brien is good. But it's just some of his decisions that he makes in game that makes me question his ability as a head coach. But outside of that, I have no real problem with what he does. But I mean, y'all give me y'all thoughts, man. I mean, how are y'all feeling about this shit? Like, put it in the chat. I want to see what y'all got to say, man, because this man he's killing it. He's killing us. He's killing us, man. He's killing us. And it ain't fair to the fans who support his product. And it ain't just people in Houston. People supporting us outside the country. People supporting us from state to state. We got a fan everywhere. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not just the demographic that we have in Houston, Texas, who supports the Houston Texans. And, it's just, it looks bad, man. This shit make us look bad. It makes us look, it makes the city of Houston look bad, and he don't realize that. And it's enough people in Houston to get him up out of there. There's more than enough people to get him up out of there and run a petition and say, we want Bill O'Brien up out this motherfucker. Yeah, you brought football back, but shit, you tearing the product down, and we can't even enjoy it because you keep running your big fucking mouth. So, I mean, that's pretty much my take on it, man. I appreciate y'all guys coming through. I'm probably going to end up doing, I said Bill O'Brien. Yeah, when I said I think it's way O'Brien. I don't trust anything that comes from the national media. I look at it as where personal agendas are. I mean, I can agree with that to a fault, but in terms of him, he's running his own mouth. Nobody has to assume anything or say anything. He's hanging himself by his own rope. I mean, it's plain as day. He keeps going back and forth and saying this and saying that, and he keeps coming to the defense of people who are uncouth. Like, so why do I have to sit here and take his opinion as if, he's doing something right? It's proof. We have people who have the same pigment of him who talked about what he did on Sports Radio 610. Chris Myers and David Anderson talked in depth about that whole Barack Obama situation way before Dwayne Brown said anything about it. You know what I'm saying? I found out through them of what he is. You know what I'm saying? It was when they told me I could believe what was going on with this organization. When Ted and Sean Pendergrass was asking Chris Myers and David Anderson on the Triple Threat months ago, and the shows are still on their podcast if y'all follow them on iTunes or whatever they have on the Droid devices. I'm not sure if Google Play or whatever they got. Yeah, we know the owners think that way, but at the end of the day, he's the only one foolish enough to say what he's got to say. And you know why he's talking that way? Because he's a billionaire and he don't give a fuck about what goes outside his bottom line. And that's all he cares about. That's what people like him and people who support his opinions as well as others. And this is why they always get away with it, because they have the backing of idiots who don't do their own due diligence and homework. And they don't have souls themselves. So they support soulless human beings. So, I mean, that's pretty much my take on it. I'm not gonna ramble on too much about it. If y'all have anything else to say, y'all can go ahead. Y'all can put everything in the comment section. Make sure y'all hit a like, subscribe if y'all not subscribed, and I'll be dropping a couple more videos. Probably in a little bit, we'll end up probably talking about a couple of things in terms of how the defense is going to end up shaking out, and what we can see for the Houston Texans going forward. So I'm welcome to Third Coast Sports TV. I'm your host, Wink. I'm signing off, and I appreciate y'all coming through.